It's done. I'm so happy. Oh man, this has been a long process. We started the Pokecade way back in July, if you guys will remember, and it's taken a long time just to get us here. I gotta say that was because Tony and we couldn't get our schedules to match up a whole lot. I went on vacation to Colorado. He went on vacation to Disney World, and then the school year started for me as a teacher, so it's been crazy busy. I have been behind the scenes kind of working on a couple other projects. I tend to stay occupied. I took my first arcade model, and because it has the same paint deco as my second, I wanted to do something different with it. So with the first arcade, I just gave it a new paint job, a new marquee. Looks awesome. I got to work on the artwork, started drawing. Of course, the challenge here was taking that and translating it to the side of an arcade cabinet. I kind of bluffed, told Tony I could do it just to increase his confidence. And, this being my first time doing this, I got to say I'm very happy with the results. Came out, way better than I anticipated. So I love that Charizard. But yeah, it's amazing. Stay tuned and I will show you guys the software side of things. Okay, so all of my arcades they basically run with a PC, Windows-based PC. You'll see this is RetroArch, so that runs my console games. This is MAME. I prefer to use this for the arcade stuff. This icon down here is Launchbox, and of course next to it is Big Box, and I'll explain the difference between the two. So let's go ahead and boot up Launchbox. This is the front end, as I like to call it, but I'll explain what that means in a second. Basically, this is the tool to organize all of your ROMs, and it collects metadata, images, videos, music, you name it, for any game, any ROM files you have. So just go in here. You can launch into your games from here if you want, or you can, hold off on that, and I'll show you guys what launching from Big Box looks like, which is basically what you're going to want to do. But this is where you collect the metadata, you download all that stuff, you can cycle through it, as you can see there. And yeah, so you'll get that set up, of course, and then you'll go into Big Box, but oh, that's not good. But before I get into that, let's talk about the structure, how this looks, or how this works. So up front you have, this is Windows, right? So PC based, this is Windows. You're going to need emulators before you even get to the Launchbox stuff, like the metadata, videos, and so on. So you're going to have RetroArch, which is going to be all your consoles, essentially, all your console emulators. Then you're going to have MAME, and that's all of your arcade stuff. And then, of course, both of those will run ROMs. And but above that, after you've gotten those downloaded and working, you're going to download Launchbox and get that set up. And if you pay the premium price, you get Big Box, and that's the bells and whistles. So here's Big Box. Check this out. This theme here, this recurring theme, is from Viking Nostalgia. Whoever this user is, they did some tremendous work. So you can see here when you select the system, in the background it shows you some of the more popular titles from that system, but it's also region specific. So if you're from Europe, then you can select something that'll kind of reflect what games were more popular in Europe, or let's say Japan, right? So that's pretty cool. But yeah, this includes handhelds as well. Here you saw Tetris, here's Zelda. You go through Game Boy Advance, you see the same thing, Game Boy Color, Sega Game Gear. What I really like though is how the TVs will change according to what system you have selected. And this is, of course, depends on the time period. Like here, you can see the Master System television set is, from like the late 80s era, with the little push dial channels. I remember those. The mono speaker on the side. Let's see, there it switches back to a more like, I guess, early 90s television. And check this out, when you select the arcade, you get a full cabinet view, which is really cool. I love Ninja Turtles. One of the best arcade games of all time. Atari 2600, look at that little rotary dial, channel dial. So I'm really excited because my next project is an ATARIS, and I've got, plywood, and I'm staining to kind of capture that 2600 feel. I'm going to paint the rest of it black. It's going to be sick. I'm really excited about that. So yeah, that's what, the front end looks like. And then, of course, let's get into the games. So you can see I have Ninja Gaiden selected. So why don't I go ahead and show. So you can launch the games from here. You can select play, or this is one of the coolest things, you can actually view the game manuals if you download them. And I've gotten I have almost every single manual for all the games that I have. And this is just amazing. This is why I like Big Box. It's like a museum, a digital museum of all this stuff. It's so incredible. So kudos to them for doing what they did. It's just tremendous. Alright guys, well that about does it. Stay tuned for the ATARIS. That's coming up. That's my next big project. I'm really excited about it, and yeah, you should be too. It's going to be awesome.